It's the Sunday roast, round 17, by PointsBet. It's hot takes galore. I got a hot take on Sam Darcy, Harley Reid, Finn Callaghan, and Jeremy Cameron. 19 favourites have won in a row, Das. So it was hard roasting. We all knew the results this week. Das?
Yeah, Jeff, the good teams are just winning now. Obviously, guys, July 19th, the 100K house, Pink Lemonade in Richmond. $10 tickets get you in. Make sure you get there because it's only a couple of weeks away. Also, you guys know where to find us on every other platform. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, at 100K Sports. Enjoy. We're up to round 17, guys. We're almost getting in the back end of the year. Let's enjoy the roast.
Let's go.
And now, 100K Sports and PointsBet presents the Sunday Roast.
Welcome back to the Sunday Roast, the show that celebrates the winners and roasts the losers. The show that gives you all the best odds of the bets you weren't on but wish you were. Joining me as always, this show's powered by PointsBet, of course. Can't forget the sponsors. Joining me as always, Darcy Ballard. Dove, how are you, brother?
Jev, awesome. It's been a good week of footy. Also, just have to announce July 19th, the 100K house. This will be Saturday at Pink Lemonade in Richmond. Get your tickets. They're $10. We'll have a few guest speakers. You're going to come up. Heaps of gambling, heaps of drinking, not responsibly, of course. We're just going to go absolutely nuts, Jeff. We're going to have an awesome game. It's going to be an awesome day. So make sure you guys get your tickets. We want as many people there as we can. But Jeff, it's been a pretty good week of footy. Thursday night.
It's been a great week of footy. So usually we do this in two recordings. We're going to do this in one go tonight. It is Sunday night, 6 o'clock right now. We're going to do all the games in one go. So we could be that delirious by the end. By the time we get to the Swans game, I could be going loopy. I'm going to go loopy about that game anyway. But let's crack in. As you said, let's talk about Thursday night. It feels like a lifetime ago, Das.
Yeah, it does. So we were lucky enough. So we got to do the Clubby live stream, Jev. So Scotty Walton was there with us, the producer, the ones and twos. We had Johnny from the Collingwood
Hotel.
That's it. Brought us the burgers. They were beautiful, beautiful burgers. Johnny went out, sculled a beer. Old Johnny got down on one knee. That was good stuff. We had some phone calls. Mickey Bode, he was calling in. We had a few good Hughesy impersonations. It was a fun night watching the stream. North actually had a bit of a crack. Pagan revving up the boys at the start of the game was
good.
Yeah, he must have had 3 zins in his upper lip. His mouth was that dry. But yeah, it was good. The Chisler hit. We had Darcy for 4, Lib at 20, Richards 20, and Bond 20. It was almost multi-heaven, Jev. Like, you had this awesome bet that you'll touch on, but the game was, I think, there's not too much to touch on. I'm not going to roast North. I thought they had a pretty good crack for most of the game, and the Dogs just jumped over the top of them. Larky started like a house on fire. Would have been awesome if he didn't hurt his calf. I think he would have had an awesome game. Obviously, LDU went down. So I think North did pretty well with the lot that they had out there, but the Dogs are rolling at the moment, Jev.
Yeah, that game went exactly like I thought it was going to go. But to be fair, a fit Larky, he lit him a light in that first quarter, kicking 4 in the first, had a shot for goal on the siren for his 5th in a quarter. He lit him a light. He kept him in it. They were in it, but a 50-point loss just isn't good enough, is it? Not good enough. Das, I'm selling all my Harry Sheezel stock. I'm happy to be out. I'm getting out of the Harry Sheezel business. Just watching him this year, I'll tell you who he looks like and who he reminds me of. And this bloke was a great player, a really good player, a good player forever. I see Nick Del Sano. I just see Nick Del Sano. I think Harry Sheezel's going to be Nick Del Sano. I'll tell you what, I was thinking about it. I'm like, last year we were comparing Sheezel to Dacos. I've figured out Dacos always wins all of these arguments. In the end of the day, he just wins. Last year we were comparing Sheezel to Dacos, and we're like, if Sheezel was drafted to the Pies, Dacos was to North, Sheezel would be spoken about the same way as Dacos. That argument's over now. That is just, I don't see it anymore. I look at him and Zach Butters, Das. Who would you take? Him or Zach Butters? Someone who is just a ferocious attack on the football, gets 25, 30, and can kick a goal for you, or someone that sort of just floats around the pack a little. You don't know where his best position is right now. You don't really know where to use him. What do you reckon?
Well, if it's the Zach Butters argument, Jev, I'm always going to take Zach Butters. But when it comes to the end of it, is this going to be Harry Sheezel's career? He's going to be around, 322 games, 3-time All-Australian.
Yep.
That's it.
How much does that sound like Harry Sheezel?
Well, that's Nick Del Sano's stats.
And how much does it look like? That's not disrespectful to Harry Sheezel. I just don't think he's going to be Nick Dacos anymore. I think, Nick Del. He's going to walk off with Nick Del Santo's career. Maybe a prelim appearance, couple All Australians, gets tagged occasionally. Good player, league wide known as a good player. Probably not a top 15 player. I don't know. I'm just out. And then another one. How good was Libba in his 250th? He's a dog. He had 27 and 2.
He's a freak.
He had the perfect player rating game, highest of his career at 31.4 or something.
Yeah. Well, we saw Dom Brew in Adelaide, Jev. For anyone that doesn't know, he was the Werribee captain, and he was on their list for a little bit, the Dogs. He did the preseason with them. And I said, what's the difference between I guess VFL players and AFL players? He's like, well, everyone knows how to play footy when you're at that level. Everyone can kick, everyone can run, but it's the intensity and the concentration the whole time. There's probably so many times, even if anyone's listening, that when you play footy, you just catch yourself just napping throughout the game. You're just not thinking. He's Libba, every single contest, the first ground ball, if it's a one-on-one, he's going 100 miles an hour every single time. And just his ability to stay switched on. And then it just shows he's so tough at the contest that every single time, because he's so used to going 100%, he just wins so many one-on-ones, and he crashes through. We always say head in the trough, meet Dax in the oven. He's so far in there, but he had a career game, Jev. But let's talk about this multi that we almost hit.
Oh my God. It ties in perfectly. So right before the game, legit, so we didn't post in our Discord or anywhere, legit 40 seconds before the game started, I was like, hang on. Remember Chol kicked 5, Gunston kicked 7, and Larky kicked 5 last week. Let's get on that again. So we went Norton 5, Larky 5, Darcy 5. It was paying 500 to 1, and Darcy kicked 4 goals 3.
Crazy.
And Norton kicked his 5 and Larky kicked his 5. And he dropped a chest mark because we knew it was on. He dropped a chest mark at the end. We're like, oh my God, we would have had a shot. And then the early shots he missed early in the game, you look back at those and you go, oh my God, how close we were to hitting the 500. Das, that ties perfectly in. So I've been floating it for a couple of weeks. And people take it horribly. If I was Tassie, I would give up 8 first-round draft picks for Sam Darcy, right? Everyone's like, how stupid is that? How dumb is that? I get you could give up Bont, or you could give up Petrarca, or any of that stuff. So listen to this. So GWS in 2012 to 2014 drafted 12 players in the first round. So would you rather Sam Darcy at Tassie or this haul of 12 players? Pick 1, Lockie Whitfield. Pick 2, Jono O'Rourke. Pick 3, Lockie Plowman. Pick 12, Christian Jacks. Pick 14, Aidan Core. Pick 27, James Stewart. Then you go to 2013. Pick 1, Tom Boyd. Pick 2, Josh Kelly. Pick 14, Cam McCarthy. Then you go to 2014. Pick 4, Jared Pickett. Pick 6, Caleb Marchbank. Pick 7, Paul Ahern. So there's 2 hits out of 12.
You know what's crazy?
All right. Or what about we go, what if this was your draft from 2018, 19 and 20? Pick 2, you took Jack Lukosius. Pick 4, you took Max King. Pick 8, you took Taron Thomas. Pick 9, you took Chase Jones, all in the top 10. Then 2019, pick 5, you took Dill Stevens. Pick 6, you took Fisher McCasey. Pick 9, you took Liam Henry. Then at 2020, pick 3, you took Will Phillips. Pick 4, you took Logan McDonald. Pick 6, you took Denver Granger Barras. Pick 7, you took Elijah Hollins. Pick 8, you took Nick Cox. Pick 9, you took Archie Perkins. Would you rather Sam Darcy or any of those drafts?
You know what's funny? The first crop of players that you said, I think 7 of them played for Carlton.
Yes, legit. Legit. They all just went to Carlton.
Obviously, you've got to hit in the draft, and then hindsight's a beautiful thing. But if you were up and coming, I know it's easy to look back at those names and you're like, no. But if you're now coming in and then you're now gifted 9 new picks and you get to do your research, would you? Or were you like, nah, you'd still take him?
6. They're gifted 6 a year for the first 3 years, and they've got to trade away 3 and draft 3. Apparently that's going to be the deal, right?
Wait, they've got to trade away 3?
They've got to trade 3 in the top 10 and draft 3. They've got to trade away 3 to bring in established players.
Yeah.
So, I did another one. So, after Carlton's super draft in 2015, where you got Weeder and Kerno Mackay in the one draft, 2016, you took Petreski Seaton at pick 6. 2017, you took Paddy Dow at 3, Lockie O'Brien at 10. 2018, you took Sam Walsh at 1, Liam Stocker at 19. You traded a first for. 2020, you didn't have a first. 2021, you didn't have a first. You used the last two for Adam Chera. 2022, you look Ollie Hollands at pick 11. 2023, you took Ashton Moyer. Now you've drafted Jagger Smith and you used another first to get him. Like, would you rather all of them or Sam Darcy at Carlton?
Oh, of course, mate. You take Sam Darcy if the father-son was there.
I'm so sick of people ripping me for this take of 8 first round of Sam Darcy. The draft is a crapshoot. I know we see the Bontempellis and the Bailey Smiths and these hits that are like, you take them, but what about the Jack Billings and the fucking Tom Boyd and Patton and stuff? So anyway, that's my little rant done. I've had my Sheasel crack. I've had my crack of people that don't like my Sam Darcy. We don't need to talk about this game much more. The Dogs are awesome, and they're awesome against bottom 9 sides. Let's get them playing against a couple of finals. You got some odds for me?
Yeah, Jeff, there's 6 total odds because all the 25 disposal marks, all the main guys are only in the dollars, so I'm not going to mention them. But McKercher for 30 was 230. Tom Powell had 25, which is 245. And then it was just the main big 4 goal kickers. So Norton for 5 was $12. Larky for 5 was $18. Sam Darcy for 4 was only 220. And Tim English for 2 was $750. And then there was just a heap of single goal kickers, which were only like $1 and $2. That not much to read about. So then we get into Friday night. So we've got a double header.
So before you fully crack in, so I had a big week last week, Das. I had a massive week. I had my birthday on Monday. I was out late. Pod Tuesday. We did something Wednesday. We did the thing Thursday. It got to Friday night. I hadn't seen my missus for the week. I was fucking buggered. She wanted to be on the couch. She really wanted to watch a movie. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to watch Carlton Collingwood because I know exactly what's going to happen. So I'm excited for you to tell me about this game. I didn't watch this game. I watched that new head of state with John Cena and Idris Elba with the missus on the couch because I knew exactly what was going to happen in this game, and that was Collingwood were going to win by 50 points. So you tell me. I watched GWS West Coast afterwards, but you tell me about this game because I didn't bother.
It's the same thing. Go back and listen to the roast every for the last month. It's the exact same thing. Guys not cracking in, guys missing tackles, guys not converting, kicking goals. We're not fit enough. We're not tough enough. We're not strong enough for long enough. That's essentially it. We look like a team that is so just rattled, and you're like a batsman that used to be able to make runs, and you're just making ducks.
Yeah,
like all the players know how to play. They've proven for years that they all know how to play when they're at their best. Everyone has just got the monkey on the back and they just can't shake it. Like it is, and it's horrible to watch. I've never seen a team just want to get to the end of the season so bad.
Yeah.
They just want to, whatever the review is, whatever the clean out is. And it's just, it's honestly demoralizing watching. Like, and it's the worst brand of football as well. Like it's not even exciting. Or if we're winning, it's like they're games that we should be winning by more and we're still fucking it up. Nick Dacos is he's going to win the Brownlow.
He's going to win it?
Yeah, he's going to win it 100%. He's 100% going to win it.
There's a couple more guys that are still like putting their name up there.
Yeah, I think Nick wins it.
Yeah.
I just think all these games, you know, they were saying on the radio the other day, like if they're going to try and correct it, and there might be some games where he gets 2s instead of 3s, you got to give him 3s. He's the best player on the field every time he's fucking out there. And I just feel good. I feel when you're doing votes, every single time you watch a game, you almost have to imagine like you've never seen anyone play before.
Yeah.
You've never seen anyone. It's not just like, say he's used to having 36-1, which he had on the weekend. Why, if he has like a 28, it's like, oh, that's probably not his best game. But if he was still the best on the ground, which he is, he moves different. Some of the fucking kicks that he hits, and they kept talking about on the commentary, it was so funny. Like, Carlton would fucking kill for a couple of these target hitters. So he was awesome. I thought Tom Mitchell was fucking awesome as well. Yeah. So well done to him. I actually wasn't sure if he was ever going to get back in the side. Almost like a Treloar. Like if he gets one more injury, I don't think he's got another year on his contract. So that would almost take him. This might be his last year if they end up going on and winning the flag. But yeah, we're in shambles. There's nothing really too much else to touch on.
How good are Collingwood? Like, how good are they? It's like you watch them and you go, oh, there's a few suspects on that field and stuff. But Craig McRae and Justin Lepage and Brendan Bolton's game plan just protects it. And they just like, you know how to beat them. You can see they're beatable, but no one can do it because they're just so well structured for every single second of the game. They are all on the same page. They play the best team footy in the comp by an absolute mile. They're set up to let Nick absolutely cook, and everyone just defends around him and he's ready to defend for him. They are like, they've made Dan Houston go to a C+ grader that's just become a cog in a wheel in a system, and he hasn't had a kick. And then Nick is just dominating. They're so good. Jamie Elliott's having an All-Australian type year. How good is he? How good is it to see someone play like this?
He's 100% making All-Australian. There was, I think, four plays in a row where Lipinski just hit him on the tit.
Yeah, he's a beautiful kick inside 50.
Apparently, he's the number one rated kick in the comp.
Yeah, I saw that.
Going inside 50.
I saw another clip on Twitter today, Das, of it was like Pendles and Dacos's IQ when they play together. And it's Dacos like facing away from goal under pressure, and Pendles from, I don't even know where he is, he points which way Dacos should go and where he should go, and Dacos just breaks the tackle, turns that way and gives the hands, or he calls for it only when he knows Nick's going to get crunched, and Nick always gives it when Pendles calls, or else he doesn't. Like, there's a small clip and they're all in slow-mo, and it's just like they just flow together, and he's football IQ for his age, and then Pendle's football IQ, they are so good together. So, yeah. They're going to be hard to beat grand final age.
You want the best teams playing, and I want them and the Cats like they're at the deep end. Like I feel we deserve a really good grand final this year. I want another really close game. They're the best. Something in it at 3/4 time. But yeah, do you have any odds in this one?
Yeah, so Jamie Elliott for 4 was $4.30. Dan McStay for 4 was $7.50. Zach Williams for 3 was $11, which is nice.
He played really well.
Check for 2 was $1.50. Jesse Motlop, the reverse mouse, was $4.75 for 2. Membry was $1.80. So Nick was $1.60 for 1 and $3.80 for 35. Tom Mitchell was $2.15 for 25. Cripps was $2.10 for 25. He hadn't had that in ages. And Braden Maynard, in his first game back, had 20 touches. He was $2.50 as well. So not bad at all. The Pies are rolling. The Blues want the end of the year that badly. Like, I've just watching it. Voss has just lost the players. There's no way. So I know Carlton supporters want to keep Voss a little, and they hate the players. Whoever they keep, there's no way day one of preseason, like they're just backing Voss into the hills. Like, jump on my back, boys. The way Port do to Ken when Port are flying, or, Collingwood do with Craig McRae and stuff. The way they just back their coach in like he's still a player. You can just see he's lost the players. The way he pulled him in, he's like, the effort's deplorable. It's fucking deplorable. Like, it has to end, I think.
Oh, there's got to be just another one of those camps. Like they said the Tigers before 2017, how they went. And Dimmer sat everyone, and everyone's just like, well, if this is my last crack at it, like, what do we all have to do together? Yeah. And everyone just fully opened up. They're like, all right, let's all buy in. What's a game plan that everyone can get around and then move forward? But as I said, I think there was well under 80,000 fans that game.
Yeah, the first time.
But that's why. And like, it's not for Carlton fans to be like, oh, you guys aren't showing up. Well, no shit. Like, go watch us play. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's the worst brand of footy ever.
Like, fuck it. They're horrible. But then, Jeff, there was another Friday night game. It got buried, unfortunately. And there was some players in this game, noted Finn Callahan, that looks to be the most explosive player in the AFL. He is an absolute running machine. His horsepower, when he starts to move, I can't even compare it to anyone else. I swear he looks faster than Darcy Jones.
Yeah, he is a fucking...
When he gets moving that big body, you're like, holy fuck, and he demands it getting it back. Yeah. And he gets so many revs on the footy. When he kicks it, you can always tell a good kick. They get heaps of spins on the footy. That beautiful left foot.
Gun. I tell you what, just watching Friday night, I don't even care if this ruffles any feathers. I don't think Harley Reid will ever be better than Finn Callahan. Ever. I don't think Harley Reid will ever, and here's a step on that take. Will prime Harley Reid ever have a better season than Finn's having right now? I don't think Harley Reid's ever going to be this good. Like, this kid, 37 and a snag, He's had a couple of games this year, 30-2. He is an explosion. He never plays bad. You can tell he's the ultimate professional in the way he recovers, the fitness work he does, his conditioning, everything about him, because he plays like this every week. And some week it's 23 touches, and then some weeks it's 37 like this. But he rocks up and plays well every week. He is a gun. He's a steal at pick 2. Was he pick 2?
Yeah, pick 2. They've got to figure out how to get him. So obviously he had 37-1. Tom Green had 35. Tom Green gets a lot more of the grittier ball and sort of moves it left and right, and they sort of march up the field. But Finn starts that orange tsunami. He is the orange tsunami. Like
he's the first back. He gets it to Ash or Whitfield or whoever, and then he just gets in the chain, doesn't he? He just runs through the middle of the ground with his arms wide open, like, get it to me, lads.
Yeah. They need to maximize the ball time in his hand. And because how many meters? He had close to a K on the game. I think 834 meters. And it's so damaging. You need to get him the ball as much as you can. But West Coast, again, it's just they've won one game for the year.
Yeah, they're a bad football team. They've got no talent. Like, Harley Reid had to crack this game. He was competitive. He was starting fights. He was getting whacked by Tom Green, whacked by Toby Green. They were giving him the red-headed stepson treatment. But he was the only real dog on the field. Like, he walked off with 24 touches. He played pretty well. He just had no one to come with him. Like, I know everyone's like, they don't want him to leave. If I'm him, I'm looking around and I'm like, I'll stay if you get me some help. Like, I know they didn't get Chad Warner and they offered Chad Warner the world. That might have helped Harley stay. Like, just a chop out in here. Get me some help.
Yeah.
Like, just anyone. Tim Kelly's career is hanging on by a thread. Like, Elijah Hewitt's going to be a good player, but like a Petrarca or someone in their prime, a Sam Walsh, call Cripps up and see if he wants to come home. Like, someone just to help out Harley Reid, because he looks like they're going to kill him trying to make him a good player, sort of thing. Do you agree?
He will. Fuck, they definitely need some more help. And as you said, like McGovern's done, Waterman's out, Oscar Allen's out of the club, so they're 3 pivotal leaders in the club, and they've shown they had games last year and this year when they're all playing, like, they're so much better. So they're just so inexperienced. But one kid that I'm going to get around, Jeff, hook your trailer to him. Job Shanahan is going to be a guy.
Shanahan.
He
had a good game.
He's got talent. He's got size.
Went beyond the ball, kicked a couple with head of the ball. He looks like he can play, hey?
18 years old, 195 centimeters. He's a big boy, old Job Shanahan.
I'll tell you one thing I like about the Giants. You know, I'm never going to quit on the Giants. It's like sometimes you question their midfield. But tell you what I've realised, and the best teams sort of do it, you only need 2 midfielders that hunt the footy, and then the rest of your midfielders defend and stop the opposition best mids. So like last year, the Swans had Chad and Heaney had all Australian seasons, but you forget about Rowbottom, and now I'm watching him. It was Rowbottom, it was James Jordan. Now I'm watching Callum Mills come back into the side, and it's like these guys just defend so Heaney and Warner can dominate. You look at the Lions; it's always been Neil. It's young Ashcroft now. It's McCluggage now, but Dunkley and Berry and stuff just defend for them, and they put their arm on a Heaney and an opposition best. You look at the Pies; it's set up for Dacos to dominate and whoever's with him, and then Pendles and McCreary, and these guys all defend for him. I watch the Giants now. It's Green and it's Finn, and they're in that side to get the ball and dominate. Then Angwin comes in and chops it out. Toby Green comes in and throws his weight around. Josh Kelly puts his body in there. Toby Bedford plays on a man in there. Xavier O'Halloran comes in and plays on a man. So I actually like the look of they've got a couple of no-name mids that are coming in and playing a role for them. And then the 2 main guys are Finn and Tom Green. They're the ball hunters. They're your possession winners. Like, try and stop them. So, yeah, I like what I see from the Giants. It is just West Coast, but, yeah.
They'd be very happy that obviously Freo lost today. So they've jumped into the 8, the Giants. And as we said the other week, the Freo, they look like the team that are going to jump out.
Don't get me started on Freo.
Yeah, we'll get to it. May as well. Do you have any odds in this game?
Yeah, so Tobes was $2.90 for 3. He kicked 3 goals, 4. He left about 7 on the field.
Did he
had a big day, Tobes. He was great. Darcy Jones was $3.90 for 2. Xavier O'Halloran was $10.50 for 2.
Nice.
Cadman $1.67. Josh Kelly was $13 for 2. Your man Dobe Shanahan was $4.20 for 2.
My man.
Finn for 1 was $3.70. Jack Graham for 1 was $3.10. Liam Baker for 1 was $2.85. Finn for 35 was $5.25. Tom Green for 35 was $3.20. Duggan for 25 was $3.80. Josh Kelly for 25 was $3. So for Josh Kelly's game, you got about 60 to 1. Xavier O'Halloran for 25 was $13. So you got $130 for Xavier O'Halloran's game of 25 and 2.
No one would have that.
His family could be eating big. And Harley Reid for 20 was $2.10, and Ryan Angwin for 20 was $6. So there was some money to be made in that game. I was a Tom Green goal away. I did all these legs. I'm like, I'm going to boost it up and get it to about 31 with a Tom Green goal. So I went from 10 to 30, and the only leg that lost was a Tom Green goal to us in my betting. Let's roll on. Saturday morning this was. I watched this game with my eggs on toast. Gold Coast Bombers, 12:30 start. The Suns prove who they are. 41 points. Again, I know that the Bombers are battered and bruised, but the Suns have lost these games in the past. I know they've been by the Siren last year. This was a great performance from the Suns. They got it done. You know, it was tight all game. They ran away with it like a good final side does. I was impressed, us.
Yeah, this game though, Jeff, leg one of the 100K, Matt Rao for 20 touches.
Oh, fuck.
And he just
was second of the footy all day. 15 touches, 17 tackles. Getting tagged by a set of feedies.
It's the most Matt Rao stat line of all time. I think he had 8 up to 3/4 time and 7 in the last. And we're just like, what are you doing, Matty? We're going to come up with a list of people that just kill your multis.
And
Matt
Charlie Curno's on there.
Yeah. Who else do we say? Phil Thorpe. He burns a few multis.
Today was just a burner of a multi. Fogarty's killed a couple this year.
But yeah, as you said, Jeff, this is the game. They let Zach Merritt do what he wanted. And this is the old Zach Merritt back. So I don't know if he was definitely taking a back seat the last 2 months, and just being like, I'll play more defensive. We'll see if the other guys can step up. And then he's like, fuck it. Brad, I'm putting me hat back in the ring. I'm just going to go to work.
Yeah.
He was dominant for pretty much the entire game, keeping him in it. But there was like 3 or 4 points in it, like maybe under a goal at 3/4 time. And then, as you said, they just put their foot down and then won by 40 points, which was so like at the end, I was already imagining, I was like, fuck, if the Bombers get over the line and they take the scalp, it's like, oh, the Suns just aren't ready for it. They're still not ready for finals. And they just really put they put him to the sword. Joel Jeffrey, Jeff, maybe he is meant to be a halfbacker. Maybe we are meant to keep him there. And he snuck forward, kicked a goal as well. Good goal.
Yeah. Touk Miller has to be in the squad of 40 All-Australian. Another 25 and 1. He busts his ass out there. He's a gun. And Noah Anderson is on Brownlow watch as well. 30 and 2. Kicked a massive goal at the end. And then our man does.
If you go look at his stats from the last 3 years, he has so many 30s and 1s, 30s and 2, 25 and 1, 20. Like, he's so unbelievable. So the photo, they were all at Carey together. Is that, if you could draft at the moment, I know Matt Rao didn't have his best game on the weekend. Is that the perfect midfield?
Dacos, Rao, and Anderson is the perfect AFL midfield.
Yes.
100%.
Can you imagine playing against Carey, you just rock it up, you fill it in, you go in the midfield, and you got to play on them. I would love to see, like, them at stoppages would have just taken the piss.
Oh, that is so. And Matt Rao, like, at school was the best of the lot of them, basically. Oh, God, that would have been good. Who else are going to get it? Our man, Bailey Humphrey-Darcy. I sent him a message today. He had 2 goals, 18. He actually kicked a third, and it was like the laces of the footy hit the post, and that was the best of the lot. Don't know if you saw it. He was in a one-on-one, top of the 50, like shook, broke the tackle, turned around, and he kicked it, and he celebrated. He went off his head and ended up hitting the post. But he's starting to have, like we called it, the Jordan De Goey type impact, the moments in games. He always has big moments. Like, he kicks big goals. He lays big tackles, just throws his body around a bit. Like, he's probably capped at about a 20-touch player, but it's going to be 20 and 2 all year round. In a big final, he's going to have 20 and 2, and I can't wait to watch him. Oh, geez, I love watching him play. The Suns are rolling.
We'll give a bit of credit. We'll give a bit of credit to the Bombers, though. How excited would they must be? I know Twisties loves young talent, but Archer May and then Caddy. That's them for the next
Nate
10
Caddy's going to
years.
kick so many goals under the lid. How many goals is Nate Caddy going to kick at Marvel Stadium? He's going
In
to
his
love
career.
it there.
Oh, they're going to name an end
a
after
big
him.
couple of minutes.
Yeah, Dermy's stepson. So
so it was a good game. One thing you got to worry about, Gold Coast mids do not worry about the opposition. They just go head to head and everyone eats. Go through a couple of games, everybody eats. They don't stop anyone. So, yes, they let Merritt have 40 and they did win by 40 points. So you can't discredit them. But I'm pretty sure the Pies are coming up to the Gold Coast this Saturday. Nick could have 70 if they don't take care of him.
Nick always
I hope
plays.
Touk Miller runs with him. Touk Miller is one of the only guys in the league that has the power and the fitness to run with Nick Dacos. So that'll be interesting to see if he puts his arm on him. You got some odds for us, Das?
Yeah, I do. So we got Zach Merritt for 40 was $23. Joel Jeffrey for 30. You could only get him for 25 where he was $9.
Nice.
Durham for 25 was $1.83. Noah Anderson, same thing, $1.87 for 30. Ben King for 4 was $2.90. Ethan Reed for 3 was $10. Archer May for 3 was $7. Nate Caddy for 3 was $4.75. Bailey Humphrey for 2 was $3.30. And Noah Anderson for 2 was $9.50. So there was still some money. There's always good goal kickers at Marvel. Heaps of goal kickers. And then, as we're saying, sometimes whether it's like Sinclair's got a 40, Nass's got a 40, Merritt's got a 40. So every now and then Bailey Dale had close to 50. So under the lid, always there's a good chance that you're going to get someone for 40 in there and then just take heaps of different guys for goals because they're paying a fucking bomb.
Dimmer said after the game, the Bombers most of the year, they don't put much pressure on. They sort of fold back, try and win the ball back in the back half and go. He said watching it on tape today, they were pressing forward, trying to get turnovers, putting more pressure on. Their pressure was off the charts. So it looks like they went to the bye. They changed the way they're playing a bit. And maybe that's what we're going to see from the Bombers for the rest of the year, going into preseason and then next year. So I reckon, I'll call it, the Bombers will have a massive upset on the way home. They'll not end a team season, but they'll win a game when they're not supposed to because they'll get their pressure right for the day. So keep that on mind. Let's roll on. Saturday Arvo at GMHBA. This game went exactly how probably everyone thought it was going to be. Go Dust. Yep. The Cats won by 72 points. I've got a hell of a take coming up, so you go first.
Oh, I want to hear it. Yeah, as you said, this is exactly how it panned out. I just want to know, as a footballer, is Jeremy Cameron a top 10 footballer since 2000?
Oh, yeah. You just keep going. This is my whole takes about him.
Oh, yeah, go. You may as well tack on the end of it. Go.
So Jez left an absolute bag out there. He kicked 4 goals, 5. Did he kick his 700th goal or did he get stuck on 699?
No, he kicked it. I'm pretty sure.
He kicked his 700th goal, didn't he? Yeah. Das, Jeremy Cameron is going to kick 1,000 goals, right? So he's 32 years old. He's basically each start of the season is when his birthday is. So he's going to play this year as a 32-year-old. David King after the game said he looks like he's going to play till he's about 36. He sort of looks like one of those guys, doesn't put on much weight, so he doesn't have to worry about weight, keeps himself pretty fit, and he's just a professional goal kicker. So he's going to play until he's 36 minimum. Let's say 4 seasons. There's 7 home and away games to go this year. And I think Geelong are playing at least 3 finals. And I'm sure everyone probably agrees. So there's 10 more games for Jeremy Cameron this year. Mm-hmm. He plays Richmond again. He gets the Saints at GMHBA, North at Marvel Stadium, Port and the Bombers at GMHBA, gets the Swans and stuff. So at minimum, let's be kind, he's kicking 30 more goals this year. Yeah, that's 3 a game for 10 games. He's kicking 30, mate. Could be 35, could be 40. So let's say at the end of this year, he's going to be on 730 by the end of this year, right? Yep. So he's 270 away from 1,000 with 4 seasons to go, which means he has to kick 68 goals a year for the next 4 years to get to 1,000 goals. His last 3 years before this year, he's kicked 63, 53, 65, and then this year he's going to go closer to 80 goals. Yeah. So he, by the end of these 4 seasons, could be on about 970 goals or something. And now he gets prime Bailey Smith, prime Max Holmes, both about 24 years old, kicking it down his throat for the next 4 years. Geelong usually play deep in September every year. So he usually has 27, 25, 24 game seasons. So after his age 36 season, as I said, he'll be on about 970 goals, Dust. I think he's going to be the next player to kick 1,000 goals in 4 or 5 years from now.
Yep.
And he's going to be known as the best player to play in the 18-team era. He'll be the best player ever to play in the 18-team era because he's kicked the most goals since GWS came in. He'll go down. I think they're going to win another premiership. He'll have 2 premierships. He'll kick 1,000 goals because Bud did half his work when GWS and Gold Coast weren't in the league, and then he did half out of it. He could be the best player ever to play in the 18-team era. So, yeah, I'm just looking at the numbers. I'm like, I actually think he's going to kick 1,000 goals, and I want to be there the night he kicks 1,000. I hope it's at the MCG. It'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, like watching him play on the weekend, and he, like him off the halfback line, just hitting kicks. Like you're like, what's he doing back there? It's crazy how underutilized he is because you just want him as a forward. You just want the ball, and I hope as he does get later on in his career, he literally just does play forward.
Yes,
and he's a little bit more unselfish. Like I don't think people think about that. Like you look at like the Tom Hawkins Award, which is like most amount of goals and goal assists. I reckon that should be a thing as a forward. Like the amount of goals Tom Hawkins gave, I'm not sure how many goals. I'll check a little bit later how many he finished with.
It was like he kicked 800 goals and 500 direct goal assists or something. Because they were talking about how Jev's just kicked his 700th and he's still 100 off Tom Hawkins.
Like I think he gave off like he should dead set be considered a 1,000-goal player.
Yeah. He just used to give him. So he's on 52 goals, 10 goals clear in the Coleman. He's going to end up on grand final day or prelim final in the 80s this year. Like he's on fire. It is so impressive to see. And then he's going to rock up next year and they're going to get 11 games at GMHPA and they're going to kick the shit out of half the teams in the league. And he's going to kick another 70 goals next year when they play in prelim final again. And it's going to be like, holy shit, he's going to kick 1,000 goals, and I cannot wait. And I know Morg's going to clip this up, so we're the first to post it saying he's going to kick 1,000 goals. So anything to say about that, Das?
No, that's good. No, I'm with you. Also, Ryan Mansell's a really good player. I want to see him play way more time in the midfield. I know he kicked the 3 goals, but he fucking moves well, and he's quick. I really like his game, so I think the Tigers should be excited about him. I'll do this one, Jev.
Sorry, how much does Max Holmes love when Bailey Smith doesn't play? He's had a 40 piece. He had 36 and 1. Are we allowed? Can we say it? Bailey Smith went on a bender again for the 3rd time this year and was laid out because of the bender. There was a cotton on function, Das, on the Friday night. I want to know what happened. Did he go out in the packet when he said, just driving there, this and that, and someone there had some packets and he fucked up again? I don't know, but it's the 3rd time this year. He's gone out. He goes walkabouts. Might have gone walkabouts on his bike, and they just pull him out right before the game because it's like an in-club suspension. I hope he doesn't get 3 strikes from the AFL and a suspension for the end of the year, but it's the 3rd time this year. He's gone out in a bender, and he's fucked up, and they've had to pull him out of a game. He's got to pull his head in.
Well, this is the thing. That's what I was about to go in the odds. If Bailey's going to get pulled out, get on Holmes straight away.
Just tag Max Holmes.
But just get on him for touches because he pays heaps. So for 35, he was 575. Grindmeyers for 25 was 215. Sam Banks for 25 was 240. Jack Martin had 25, Jev, and kicked his first goal, but for 25, he was $9. Zach Guthrie for 25 was 6. Jez kicked 4. He's only $1.83 for 4 goals, 4 goals, which is crazy.
So his line was 4.5. That's crazy.
Yeah, 4.5. Yeah. Shannon Neal for 3 was 220. Ryan Mansell for 3 was $11. Danger for 2 was $1.77. Brad Close for 2 was 250. And how's Jack Bowes, Jev, kick 2? Couldn't even get on him for 1.
Really?
Couldn't even get on him for 1.
Oh, he would have been the emergency for Bailey Smith.
Of course.
So you would have screenshotted the odds, say, in the morning, and then, that would have changed.
Of course.
They are rolling. Their schedule gets so much better as well. They're going to be top 2, put them in a prelim now. It's going to be an MCG, all MCG prelim. What game are we up to? The Hawks game or the Saints game? Where are the Lions? Lions, Port. Port came to play. They were actually good, Port. Mitch Georgiades is a gun. So I was flicking between these 2 games. And we had some bets on that we'll get about in a minute. We'll talk about in a minute. So I was just flicking between these games. I kept missing big, when you're flicking between two and you miss big moments on both. So you go back and there's a replay of someone just taking a hanger. And then so you're watching that game. And then Alex Taru takes a hanger in the other game. So you miss that. You go back. John Newcomb's kicking a goal. Zach Bailey's on fire. I just kept missing highlights flicking between the two games. Port were playing well. Like that. Georgiades is a gun. Jack Lukosius kicked one of the most pure set shot goals I've ever seen. He just took this mark, went back 50 in the boundary and just drop punted it through. It's good to see him back out there. But yeah, Lions at home, get it done. Zach Bailey has an all-time performance of 26-5. Good to see Charlie Cameron kick another 3. Georgiades kicks 4. I love him so much. He's going to be a superstar. Lukosius 3, Willie 3. Pau Pepper does his knee again, Das.
Yeah, have they said, is that confirmed? Done?
Oh, it's his left one. So he just rehabbed his right one. Then his left one. I don't know if you saw him. He was just on the bench in disbelief, like hands in his head, like he just knew. I think he just knew. He's like, you are kidding. This is the exact same feeling. The fucking Lions midfielders got him out of this. McCluggage kick 1, Ashcroft kick 1, Dunkley kick 1, Neal kick 1, Levi Ashcroft kick 1. So I
was just gonna say, there's some of this stoppage work. Go watch go back and rewatch the first quarter, and it's Zorko hitting up at the back end of the stoppage. But it's, as I said, McCluggage over the top, Ashcroft gives it to Neal, and they just run in waves, and they keep going down. And same thing, McCluggage finds himself off a passage he pretty much started, kicking a goal. Will Ashcroft pushing down, kicks a goal. I love that he does the Aaron Rodgers. He does the title belt celebration, which is fucking sick.
100%.
And like, I couldn't have been more wrong. I was right, but also wrong. I said, don't worry about Zach Bailey for goals. He's been playing more midfield. So let's get on him for touches. 20-25, it pays a heap. And he's just still gone out and just kicked 5. So
he was just burying him. Yeah, I don't know who they had him, but he wasn't close checking him. He was just open all night, floating from the wing. Yeah, you got some odds?
Yeah, well, what are your thoughts first on, you're like, maybe Brisbane might jump out. Where do you sit with them? Because they're still just fucking winning.
Yeah, they are. Let's just go through their schedule. We'll just say win, loss, win, loss. Yeah, so here we go. Carlton Marvel Stadium. Win. Dogs at the Gabba.
Win.
Suns at People's First.
Win.
Let's say a loss. Let's say they win one, lose one out of Dogs Suns.
All right.
Collingwood at the G. Just give them a loss.
Yeah.
Let's say they're 2-2. Swans at the Gabba. They should win. Freo at Optus. So then that could be 1 win, 1 loss as well. There's 3-3. Then it's Hawks last round of the year at the Gabba. You just can't drop any. I know they've got the extra 2 points because of the draw, and they're on 46. The rest of the teams are on 44. And they're really good and everything. But that is a tough, let me go through that again. That is a tough run. So they have Carlton at Marvel, Dogs at the Gabba, Suns at Gold Coast, Collingwood at the G, Swans at the Gabba, Freo over at Optus, and then Hawthorn at the Gabba. And that Hawthorn at the Gabba game could be for Hawthorn to get in, for them to get in. So they could be playing for everything. So, and that Suns Essendon game that's going to be played after the home and away season's done in that bye, that could cost it. That team could be in, and then they could be kicked out because of that game.
Especially the Bombers have heaps of players in for surgery and stuff, and it's just a cakewalk for them. It's
just a cakewalk for them, yeah. So, I know their draw is so hard. So is GWS. Said some of the other teams are easier. They're pretty good. It's going to be hard to see a miss, but I don't know who else is missing. Is it for? I watch Freo today. They're not that good.
Yeah,
they're not that good. So is it Freo?
Some odds in this one. Rosie and Butters, Jev, just book them every week for 30. So Rosie was 205. Butters was 220. Boak for 25 was 350. Zach Bailey for 25 touches was 650.
Nice.
We couldn't get Zach Bailey for 5 goals. You could only get him for 4 at $18. Georgiades for 4 was $6. Willie Rioli for 3 at $5.75. Lukosius for 3 was $11. Charlie Cameron for 3 at $5. And Sam Powell Pepper still kicked the 2 at $3.40. So still heaps of cash. The Zach Bailey legacy game, that was a multi-heaven.
Yes, that is so fun. He was on fire. What a performance.
I reckon almost every game we've mentioned so far has gone how you think it would. This game.
No, I've got something for you.
Yeah, go.
There's been 19 favourites in a row win. My old man was telling me today, the last 19 favourites in a row have won. We'll work backwards quickly. The Crows won, the Swans won, the Hawks won, the Lions won, Cats won, Gold Coast won, Giants, Collingwood, Dogs. Then Port won Thursday night against Carlton. The Dogs beat the Swans. Gold Coast beat the Dees. Hawks beat North. Collingwood beat West Coast. Adelaide beat the Tigers. Freo beat the Saints. So that's I think that's a fair bit. I'm trying to find the last upset. Freo beat I think the Lions beating the Cats was the last upset. Or North beating Carlton.
Yeah, that
it's
would have
been
been
19 games in a row of the favourites winning.
There you go. So this game is exactly how it would have gone. I think, like, if you said the Hawks still play all right, not their best, Saints have a crack, but they win by 20 points. You'd think that's exactly how it rolls, which it did. Louise kicked a couple. Taru took this floating mark that was just so majestic on the way back with the flight, but he had to bury it. He had to bury that one. But if you're a Saints fan, you're just excited. You want to see kids show a little bit. Like, he's only 18. Like, you've got hopefully the next 15 years of this guy at your club. It's just like, come on, let's go. So Nas had a million touches. He just runs all day.
People were bagging me like he kept turning him over. He wasn't that good. Like, he kicked 0 goals 3. His kicking was deplorable. I'm just like, he's the only one for the Saints out there trying to play offensive football and trying to get something happening. Like, yes, he just kept running to get his 43 and make something happen. He had 1,000 meters gained. Like, I had a couple of Hawks supporters message me that I made. It's like, yeah, he kept turning it over there. I'm like, think of it from a Saints point of view. Who else is out there making something happen? Like,
exactly.
Like, not many teams will want Nas to get it 43 times, 1,000 meters game. He kicked 3 points. Imagine he kicked 3 goals or 2 goals for or something. Like, would have been an all-timer. So he's the All-Australian halfback, isn't he?
100%. He's the first ballot, mate. You put him in. He's the very first. He's probably the first jumper you size up for a new guy.
Wiz kicked 2. It was good, the Wiz. He kicked the perfect Wiz goal. Higgins looked good again. Max Hall, 27-3, used to play on the Hawks VFL list. So he was really good. Dill Moore took a nice mark to his goal. They just handled business. This game was a bit of a stinker. I was just watching this for multis. It wasn't much happening. Yeah,
no, it was pretty shit. I'll give you some odds on it. Like, that's what I mean. There's not really much to roast the Saints about. I think that they've shown a bit of promise.
Where they're at.
Yeah, coming forward, and the Hawks are just trying to keep stacking wins to hopefully try and push in the top 4. But Jev, Nas for 40 was $14. Winhager for 25 was $4.30. Max Hall for 25 was $26. And Max Hall for 3 was $17.
Nice.
So that's a huge Max Hall game. Jack Steele for 25 was $2.90. Gunston for 3 was $2.15. Wiz for 2 was $2. And Jack Higgins for $2.77.
Just give me on our Discord on Saturday, I put up a bet. Nate Caddy 2, Took Miller 25. Shannon Neal 3, Max Holmes 25.
Yep.
McCluggage 20, Ashcroft 20, Georgiades 2. Nick Watson 2, Jai Newcomb 20. It was 56 to 1 Das. We had $10 on it, won $566. Everyone there was about 7 others on the Discord that hit that 56 to 1. And then, what was the other one? Oh, there's this guy on Twitter. You have to follow him. He's at AFL Glicko. His name's Rory Kilpatrick. He has an algorithm. It's his own algorithm, his own numbers. I think, anyway. He posted right before the game. Like, he posts like 10 minutes before the game starts. Brisbane by 28. Hawthorn by 14, my final tip. So that's what his algorithm finally spit out with all the outs and ins, the weather dependent, everything.
Yeah.
So I had a bet. Brisbane 21-30 at 650 into Hawks 11-20 at 650. Rowan Marshall kicked a goal after the siren to make it go from 26 to 20, and that was 45 to 1. So that was $5 into $200 as well. And we'll get into today now. So we'll roll into Sunday. I'll go through it quickly. So then I messaged him early this morning. I said, what's happening in today's 2 games so I can make something? He said Swans by 9, Crows by 20. The Swans won by 11 and the Crows won by 14 or something. So I again had Swans 1-20 and Crows 1-24. That was 12-1. That hit. I also had the band. I had the Swans 5-10 and the Crows 15-20 at 150-1, and it was 1 point away from hitting. So this bloke's got an algorithm. I'm going to back it for the rest of the year. You got to be following. You got to be in our Discord or follow me on my personal Insta or our 100K gambling, and we'll post some of them. He followed me on Insta, on Twitter, so I messaged him personally for some of these. Let's get on these for the rest of the year. It's going to be fun. So a couple of band multis. He's hit 2 in a row. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, on fire. I was checking our account. I was like, holy fuck, what are we betting on? Yeah, and then I just saw the band bets. I'm like, this is smart gambling, Jev. This is smart. So let's crack on to Sunday. We've got 2 games to go. This is a
best take in Australian sports history. I'm getting into Caleb Sarong in big games, Das, in games that matter. So they've won 6 in a row, playing at home. It's been great for them. They've got their Norths, and I don't know who else they've been. I don't care. Now get on the road, because if you lose, you're out of the 8. You got the worst percentage in the 8. So if you lose, you're out of the 8. You've been at home for 6 straight weeks. Get on the road. Come over to Sydney and beat a team that's out of the 8, and you're in the 8 for good. This is a must-win game. This is exactly what I said about Caleb Sarong and Freo. When it's a must-win game and it means saying you have to play your best. I don't care about your Ross Glendennings against West Coast. Hey, you've won 4 in a row or whatever. They're the worst team of all time. I don't care. Do it when it matters. 6 touches at halftime, 11 touches and 1 for the game, Das. 11-1 in a must-win game and a loss to go with it. And James Jordan gave him a bath. Kicked 2 on his own. I don't know if you saw the first one James Jordan kicked. The Swans got a free kick in the middle. The ball was just in Caleb Sarong's hands. So he turned around and gave it back to Brodie Grundy. James Jordan just charged forward, and there was 15 metres of separation. Caleb Sarong tried to catch up. It just crumbed off the pack perfectly into James Jordan. He kicked it, and they just went and got into him and belted the fuck out of him. He was horrendous today, Das. He was absolutely horrendous. He's done it again. A game that means something. He's at his worst game of the year. This is my best take. This is my best take of the season so far, Das. Talk to me.
Yeah, Jev, you've been strong on your word with Caleb Sarong. You've had a lot of people come after you for it. But again, this is a game where Freo were in it up to their eyeballs in round 3, was it? When we did that. And again, wasn't able to get the team going, wasn't able to get over the line. And again, it's only 11 points. And they had so many times in the last quarter to overtake, and he just couldn't get his hands on the ball. A lot of the Freo guys couldn't get their hands on the ball. They were missing chances because you guys definitely slowed up. There was like 15 minutes in that last quarter. It's like, who's going to take it over? Yeah. And no one took it over.
We looked tight. I was watching with my old man. We're like, oh, we've stopped running. Like, we looked tight. Like, we were playing to hold on to the lead.
No one wanted to take it over. The game just sort of played out as it did. Marty, are we sure? What is it? Knee, hammy?
Groin. Oh, he saw knee, saw groin. When he got battered, Papley ripped his hammy off the bone, I think. Yeah. So he's going to be gone for another 6 weeks, I think.
We had
through the middle of the ground.
I'd hit in so many multis today. I'd Papley in.
Too many. Too many. Having Errol Goulden back and Callum Mills back, it is just a luxury. Oh, God, Errol was good today. I don't know if you heard Derm on the commentary. He just kept harping on about it. Derm goes, I'll tell you who the youngest coach in the AFL is. Errol Goulden, 22-year-old. He goes, he takes the huddles at quarter time. He tells senior players where they're standing in stoppages. He tells everyone, he's pointing fingers. He must be the next captain of the club. Apparently, he just is out there just leading. And obviously, he learned the coaching side of it while he had his 12-week stint on the sideline. So he had the headphones in. He understood what the coaches want. Now he's putting it out in the field. Oh, he's so – I know I'm still filthy about him for last grand final day, but he's such an impressive player. And then having Callum Mills back as well, he puts himself at the centre half back, like loose behind the ball or just a defensive midfielder. He frees up Nick Blakey. It's amazing how different you look when you got your A-graders playing Das. So I was 100%. Just so impressed by – and then Marty looked good. McLean looked good again. Heaney didn't have to kick all the goals for us to win today. He was just a midfielder all day. Chad was really good. So – it was just so good to see this version of the Swans again. And Freo were good. They had their chances. It was the no-namers. It was It was Wagner and O'Driscoll and Jago Mira came on. Mickey Frederick was having a crack. Murphy Reid did some special things. Isaiah Dudley did some special things because they couldn't rely on Sarong and Brayshaw. Luke Jackson is an absolute superstar. It is Pyramid Week, Dars. Spoiler alert, Luke Jackson is on the pyramid. How good of a form is he in the competition? But I just knew the Swans were going to win this game. The bookies knew they were going to win this game. I just think we're better than Freo. We just have been forever, and we just handled business today like a team. We played like we were in the 8 and we were playing a team outside of the 8, but it was the other way around. So I was super happy with how the Swans handled it today, Das.
I can't see Freo win. If they make finals, I can't see them winning a final. I can't.
No, yeah, today, it just ruled them out of the premiership, basically. It's like they might slip in. They are not good enough to compete with the rest of the sides.
You know, it was one of the best stats I've ever heard today. Harry Cunningham holds the record for most amount of AFL games and not one Brownlow vote.
Yeah, he was great today as well. Yeah. He's so good. Him and Wicks back there just playing on the smalls. Shy Bolton Das, I don't know if you saw it.
He had 5 touches in that one passage.
Yeah, no. He had 0 possessions in the first quarter. I want to get his 0 possession in the first quarter, and he had 3 in the last 4 minutes of the second quarter. It was 3 minutes to go for halftime. He was on duck eggs. 3 at halftime. Then he had a 10 possession quarter. He had a really good third quarter, and he had 4 in the last. He looked like he was going to win the game after having the worst game ever. But they just handled him today. Swans. Jake Lloyd kicked 2. Brodie Grundy is. I'm not saying he's in all Australian form. Like, he's going to give himself a chance to put his hand up. He's probably still behind the other guys, but he's playing really good footy. Super impressive. It's just good to see. It just shows how much injuries hurt, and it's good to see this version of the Swans finally fit. I got some odds for you, unless you got anything else to say.
No, hit me with the odds.
Hit me. McLean for 3 was $7. Marty for 2
so
was
good.
Yeah, isn't it? Marty for 2 was $2. Actually, was it Alex Pearce's first game back from injury today?
I think so.
They gave him a bath, Das. Everyone that went to him was kicking snags. Whoever wanted a snag went and stood on Alex Pearce. He was just off it. I don't know what happened there. Jake Lloyd for 2 was $8.50. James Jordan for 2 was $7.50. Josh Treacy was $1.50 for his 2. Luke Jackson was $3.40 for his 2. These are the ones we like. 1 goal scorers, Das. Yep. Grundy was $3.60. Sarong was $3.60. Errol was $2.30. Wagner was $4.20. And Blakey was $4.20. Just for ones. We loved all those.
So good.
There wasn't many touches. Mills for 25 was $2.45. O'Driscoll for 25 was $4. Goulden for 25 was $1.70. Chad for 20. Chad's line was 20.5, so he was $1.70 for 20. Grundy was $1.83, and Jake Lloyd was $1.80. So
Still a heap of mate. And Jev, the Swans are going to take some scalps on the way out, whether they make it or not.
I think we've still got the Cats, we've got the Lions at the Gabba, we've got a couple of hard games. We have to go, they were talking about today, we have to go 8 from 8, the last 8. Now we're going to go 7 from 7 to make the finals. How's that for pressure? If you do go on that 7-game win streak, then you've just clawed in to be at your best. Like, I'd nearly rather them drop one. No, we're going to miss. Still take some scalps and be ready for next year. Because if we crawl in, I'm going to fucking buy in and think we're going to win the thing.
Yeah.
So just miss it, please, boys. Oh, yeah. And Isaac Heaney, he is legit having as good as a season this year as he did last year. We're just not winning the games the same way we did last year.
It's
last
amazing
week
how
when he
much...
had 5 and 20. This week he just was midfield dominance. Kicking inside 50 was beautiful. We're just not having the same. We're not we don't look like we did last year, but his season's just as good.
Yeah, it's amazing how much you actually put on winning. If you guys are winning and you're on top of the ladder again, it's like, oh my God, like he's done it again. He's just dominating in every facet. But then, Jev, that was the last game where Melksham, I thought, was going to try and crawl them over the line again. He's so bloody good at footy, Jakey Milkshake.
He must watch that much tape. He plays his role in this side. If Freo don't win the flag, do they call Jakey or like Gold Coast or Hawthorn? Does every contender need a Jakey Melksham?
I think he's going to be the next player coach. He'll go to Tassie and he'll player coach him.
Oh, I love that.
You can just see him sitting forward. He's out there with the magnet board. He, as you said, it looks like he watches so much tape, but he just understands footy.
He understands where it's going. Yeah.
He just gets it. He gets every inch out of himself, doesn't he? He just plays so well. Isaac Rankin should have kicked 6. He missed one in the last quarter.
Yes.
He was
what
just
a performance. 16-5. I was about to drive him from my pyramid. Now he has 16-5. It's going to be the hardest pyramid week of all time, Darth. I don't think this game went exactly how the Crows thought it was going to go.
Nah.
I reckon the Crows thought they were kicking 150 points. They were going to win by about 50 points. And it was going to be a walk in the park Sunday. They were always going to be up by 40 points. Melbourne had a crack, and they were stiff. I don't know if you saw that Keys goal.
On the ground.
Got paid a goal, but it was touch. I actually don't know. Jonathan Brown was talking about it. But just like little moments like that, Melbourne had a crack. But yeah, the Crows were too good. Still thought multi-killer. I was so confident to give May a bath. May was good. It was good to see Lever back in the side. Clary played on Dawson. They both had their touches. Petrarca missed his chances. Cozzy is awesome.
Yeah.
How good is Cozzy Pickett?
How much is
seeing Cozzy and Rankin go head-to-head? Who would you rather at the Blues, Cozzy or Rankin, Das?
Cozzy.
Cozzy?
I just want to spare. Yeah,
a bit more of a forward, like a genuinely small forward.
I feel you're winning either way. If you get any of those, like I would love to have both of them. But how much is Petrarca cracking the shits when he doesn't get the ball back?
Yeah,
he runs. He's just like he looks so checked out. I reckon.
He just doesn't look in a good place mentally. He doesn't handle losing well at all. Like, and you know how professional he is, and how much he does his recovery. And he eats. He checks all the food he's eating and all that shit. Maybe he just doesn't see it with the rest of the team. So he's angry out there. He's like, he's on edge at all times. So I don't know. Fuck.
Where do you see? So Dan Curtin, Morgs had him for a snag, best leg of the week. Him and Michael Annie took a few unbelievable marks towards the back end of the game.
Both so good. They're so good, both of them.
I'll let you get into the odds, and then we'll talk about where we see the Crows finishing towards the back end of the year.
Rankin for 5 was $51.
Yep.
Melksham for 4 was $31. I reckon we could have predicted, if you and me had a phone call, we could have said, could Rankin kick 5 and Melksham kick 4? You know what I mean? Keys for 2 was $2.10. Good to see him back kicking 2. Fog for 2 was $1.50. Cozzy for 2 was $2.20. Tex for 2 was $2. And Jacob Van Ruin for 2 was $3.25. Dan Kern for 1. Morgs' bet of the week was $2. Zach Taylor for 1 was $2.25. Jack Viney for 30 was $14. Jake Bowie for 25 was $3. Ed Langdon for 25 was $8. James Peatling for 25 was $5.
Cash.
Jordan Dawson for 25 was $2.25. Cozzy for 20 was $2.60. Keys was $2.70 for 20. Stephen May was $2.65 for 20. Disco Turner was $9 for 20. And Brody Smith wound back the clock a bit. He was $2.75 for 20.
Nice. So, Jeff,
let's get the Crows fixture up.
Yeah, I've got it. So they're sitting third on equal points.
Yep.
So they're just up on percentage. So next week they've got, why is this? So this is where the floating fixture needs to come in. I think Carlton are playing on Friday night or Saturday. We're playing on like Western Bulldogs Adelaide at 1:20 at Marvel.
Oh, why is that at 1:20?
I want to watch that on a night time.
I want that 4:40 Adelaide Oval it's right when you're getting ready to do something, just on the couch.
All right, so they've got the Dogs, Jeff.
All right, I'm looking in 2-game things. They got the Dogs and the Suns. Let's go 1-1.
Yep. Then they've got Showdown and then the Hawks.
1-1 again.
Yep. West Coast Collingwood.
1-1. And
then North.
Win. So they're going to go 4-3 on the way home. Could go 5-2. They're pretty good.
Yeah, so they're locked in finals. They're definitely playing. They're not going to miss the 8.
So they're on 44 points. Add 4 wins, that's 16 points. So that's 60 wins. I think that's 60 points. How many wins is that? Sorry, this is bad podcasting. They're on 11 wins. So they're going to be 15 wins. Yeah, that's in.
Yeah.
Something has to go seriously wrong. Like, if they lose to the Dogs, then they lose to the Suns, then they feel the pinch and lose to the Pies and stuff. Like, it has to go seriously wrong. So they're playing. They're probably going to win 14, 15 wins. They've hit their over for the season. Good on them.
Yeah, they're starting to roll at the right time. And I actually like their schedule on the way, and they're versing some good teams.
Yeah, fucking hell. So, look at Geelong. They're on 11 wins. They're going to win 5. So they're going to finish on 16 wins. Crows are going to finish on 14, 15, 16 wins. The Lions could finish on 14. It's going to take 14 wins is the minimum.
Yeah.
If you finish on 13, you're not making it.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be a great finish towards the end of the year. So that is the Sunday roast for round. What are we on? Round 17. Fuck, we're up to round 8. Up to round 18 next week.
I know the season's getting away from us.
It's fucked.
Oh,
it's crazy.
I can't believe we did this in one go. Did we go too delirious? I wonder.
Nah, I think hopefully it all worked as well. So we got
on the hour mark
coming up. The normal pod obviously resumes next week. Enjoy, roasters. See you next week.
What are you prepared to lose today? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.